much, Mr. Vice Mayor Selassie, as well as I had the pleasure of meeting your Mayor Stewart earlier today. So I would like to say thank you all so very much for having me here today. It's definitely an honor and a privilege to be here. Dr. Martin Luther King, where do you start? I guess I'll first start with a story. I graduated from Spelman College, which you may know is right across the street from Dr. King's alma mater, Morehouse College. My brother under me, who is my best friend and business partner, is a graduate of Morehouse College. And my youngest brother is currently a sophomore at Morehouse College. And somehow while I was traveling, he happened to move in with me. I came home and he had occupied my upstairs guest bedroom, my youngest brother. So over the holidays, he comes downstairs and he's like, "Keish, what are you doing today?" I was like, "Oh, I don't really have any real plans. But what's up? What is it you want to do?" He said, "Well, I want to go to the Museum for Human and Civil Rights." Okay. So we went to, it's a new museum that just opened up in Atlanta, and it speaks of all human and civil rights. Of course, it has an amazing tribute to Dr. Martin Luther King, as well as the Freedom Riders, as well as the Civil Rights Movement. And one of the amazing things that struck me while there, so often we feel as though it's that person's duty to fight. We don't take ownership for our part, our capability, our ability to be a part of change. And understand that being silent is just as much about is being part of the problem. So understand that when you see injustice, when you know what's right, it is your duty to also do and fight for what you know is right. The second thing that I took away from the experience is when you look through this museum and you saw the pictures of the people who were the vital part, because yes, Dr. Martin Luther King was the head figure of this movement, but it would not have been effective without all of the people who stood with him in the fight for equality and what's right. And what was amazing about it is they were young people. So often we look around and we feel that it's our parents' thing, or, that's for the older folks to have to do. But the people who enacted such dramatic and life-changing transformation in our country were teenagers, were college students. So understand the power that you possess, and it first starts with moving in truth, moving in what you know is right, regardless of what the greater society is going. If you know in your heart what is right, it is your job to fight for that truth. And it's funny because it's not always easy being the one who is the proponent of what's right and of peace. It's not always fashionable, it's not always cool, it's not always what your friends are doing. But ultimately, it's about walking in the knowing that you are living your purpose. And in doing that, another big piece from Dr. Martin Luther King's message and all that he stood for was that it took all people. No matter if there is injustice anywhere, it is, I'm paraphrasing, I'm not saying it correctly, but injustice anywhere, it affects the quality and the life of people everywhere. So understand that we have to take a collective ownership. That it's not just about what's going on with those people. Those people are your people. And it was everyone, like Mr. Selassie said, black, white, purple, whomever. What made it so amazing is that all people from all socioeconomic backgrounds, all religions, all races came together to fight for what they knew was right. And in that whole message of, and it's funny, I recently, so often people will say the underserved community, or I was speaking with someone and they used the term undersupported. And that stuck with me. And a big piece of the movement was about paying it forward and understanding we are here, we are blessed to be a blessing. And for me, invested in my work with my nonprofit, Camp Kizzy. It's all about empowerment and self-esteem for youth. We do a free camp for kids right in Atlanta, Georgia, in the AUC where I graduated from college, because what I know is it's important for children to see that it exists in order to know to dream it. Because if they don't know it exists, how do they know to strive for it? How do they know that it is possible, not even possible, that if they desire it, they can too have that? So what I would say is that, I'm so grateful for this opportunity. I'm so grateful to be here. I'm so grateful to see all of the representatives of all of the Divine Nine. Of course, I am a little partial to Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. But ultimately, what all of these organizations were founded on was paying it forward, was giving back to the community, was being a representation of the community, and I'm grateful to be a member of such an illustrious organization. And I inspire you. You don't have to be a part of a club, an organization, a sorority to give back. Just a kind word, just a thank you, treating others the way you desire to be treated. That is giving back. So I encourage you in moving forward here today to walk with love and integrity. And integrity is what you do when people aren't looking. It's how you carry yourself when there is nothing to benefit you. So I encourage you to be loving, to be supportive, to, when you see a child going left and she or he should be going right, to with loving kindness direct them, not in judgment. So today I just want to keep my words short. I'd like to say thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for taking the first step to even be here, to have your children here, to learn about the legacy that they come from and how much, they have to achieve, and empower them to know that they are capable of doing it. So thank you again, and have an amazing rest of your afternoon.
If he don't move his head, I understand. I know. Oh, you ain't got to give me a I just wanted to get one real quick. I'm
May I have your attention, please? Do we have any representative from Cobb Mass alumni? Cobb Mass alumni? Please come forward.
Can I get one real quick? I just want one picture. All right. I could have got one real quick, but it's okay.
They said they're going to make a line. She's going to take a line.